like going hunting, just me, my hound, and my gun. Chasing them deer, rabbit, and squirrel, now that's my kind of fun. I like going fishing too, I'll go on any whim, looking for the big bass, the crappie, and the brim. Just give me a wide open field to walk through. Give me an ocean so deep. I want to ride the longest river in the world, or maybe climb the highest mountain peak. Like going down to the fishing hole, my buddies and me and my old cane pole. Bait them hooks and wet them lines, it's a life I love so fine. It's almost supper time, you'd think the world was mine.
And now for today's outdoor adventure, here's Archie Phillips. Well, folks, we've got a kind of a cloudy day here. We're up at Neely Henry. Good buddy Nolan Shivers, he's been really doing a number on these bass up here, and he said, Archie, come on, let's go up there while they're biting. We got Mr. Arlen Brooks, who runs one of the finest looking marinas I've ever seen. Nolan, you ever seen anything like this up here?
It's great.
They've got acres of places to get out on the bank, get on the, I guess you call that a boardwalk, don't you? Boardwalk. You got, look like a half a mile of boardwalk up through yonder with nice little places to fish. You got jetties like rock places here, and like you said, this place right here by the marina is as good a place as there is, isn't it?
That's where the old pros come. The retired pros, they catch more bass here because coming up the river, going into the sloughs, that seems to be the favorite hangout for the old retired pros.
I got you. Well, Nolan, you've been telling me about this place. What has happened up here as far as your fishing goes?
We've been having no trouble at all getting limits of bass. It will on most anything you want to fish.
That's right on through the
crappie. The crappie, yeah. The crappie fishing has been fantastic up here this year compared to the other lakes in Alabama.
Yeah. Well, now I was talking to Willard Isbell, he'd been saying he'd been getting a bunch of them up here too. Well, now, Arlen, tell me what you got that bread for.
Archie, this is what we call our pets. We come out here and feed the fish for the senior citizens and the children that come down here to the park to fish and to have a picnic area. And so it's our pride that we have something to show the people that there are plenty of fish in the Coosa River.
What you got down there now?
All right, if you'll watch, we'll see if we can draw some of the brim, carp, and bass, catfish, turtles. As you can see, they're beginning to come out now.
Well, anybody that wants to come up here and feed the fish too, can't they? Woo, look at them big old carps.
Yeah, there's quite a few of the carps in here.
Yeah, they are.
10 to 14 pound.
Look at that. Well, now, this would be a fun place for folks to come. Nolan, tell them how they'd get up here. That's the main thing,
you'd come I-59 north till you get to the junction of 759. And turn right on 759, come over about 3 or 4 or 5 miles to 411. And then turn north on 411, about a half a mile, and the park's right here on the main drag. Well, it takes 50 minutes from Birmingham.
From Birmingham, Alabama. All right, well now, we're about in the middle of town, aren't we, Arlen?
Yes, you're right in the middle of town.
Is town right up that way?
The town's about a quarter of a mile.
So all they got to do is come to Guest and ask them where the city boat ramp, boardwalk, is that what y'all call it?
This is the boardwalk.
Now tell them how many boat ramps y'all got up here to launch your boats at.
We have 3, but they're double.
So you got 6 lanes.
6 lanes they can put their boat in.
And so if you ain't got a boat, you can come up here and you can fish all up and down the bank here, all around the marina here.
That's right.
Or you can bring a boat and you can do that, right?
That's right.
Okay.
And we have, actually there's 850 feet of the boardwalk.
850 feet.
Plus 2 floating docks. Then we have the Doug Parker boat launch on the east side of the river.
In other words, that's back up this way how far?
That's roughly a half a mile from here, behind the Gadsden State Junior College.
Well, y'all city should be commending for having such a wonderful place to get in. Now, you got plenty of ice and bait and cokes and whatever else they want here also at your bait shop, too, don't you?
Bait shop. We have what we call river food. That's potted meat and beanie weenies and live fish, minnows, worms of all kind. We have a complete line of fishing supplies at the bait shop.
You got a sheltered eating place here
That's
too,
right.
so they ain't got to worry about
We
getting
ain't-
wet. They can tie the boat up and jump under the shelter, and they stay in the dry, won't they?
That's right. And Archie, we invite people to come down just to have a picnic area here and let them spend the day or during the lunch hour.
That's
And they
great.
can fish off the bank too, right?
Oh,
Mr.
yes,
Brooks,
they
right
can.
on
There
the
ain't no
board.
rules against that.
No rules
That's what
whatsoever.
folks want to know. They make
But
sure
they can't fish right here.
No, they can't fish right here because this is your pet place,
These
right?
are my pets here.
So, well, we want to invite folks, come on up and feed the fish and then go catch some. And Nolan, you got our favorite spot picked out, hadn't you?
Yeah.
All right, why don't me and you go and let Arlen feed these and we'll go feed them others.
We might sneak back up here
Yeah,
and
we'll
get
come
one
out and
here.
have a little lunch with you, Arlen.
Okay,
Okay?
glad to have you, Archie.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, Nolan, which way we gonna go? Up or
We're
down?
gonna go right behind the front end of this boat.
Right behind the front end of this boat. All right.
Outdoors with Archie Phillips is now available on video cassette, like Volume 27, Crappie 2. Crappie 2 is a sequel to our original Crappie video, which gives you 3 seasons and the techniques to catching crappie, from cold weather winter fishing to a man that uses a little different technique. And in the heat of the summer, a top-notch jig fisherman shows you how to catch fish in deeper water. So ask for Outdoors with Archie Phillips, Volume 27, Crappie 2 at your local video store.
Now, Nolan, you know, we always like to show how you rig up at everywhere we go. So what's the game plan for today now?
We're gonna start off with worms. And of course, I rig my worms Texas style. I got the
When you
lid.
say Texas style, now what are you talking about?
That means you got a sliding lid in front of the hook.
Okay.
Got it tied on with a Palomar knot, and we showed everybody about the Palomar knot. The worm we're going to be using is a pumpkin-colored Steve Sims worm.
Pumpkin color.
Squealer Bait Company. It's
Okay.
a little 4-inch macho worm that he's got. It has been real hot here lately. I don't know why everybody wants pumpkin this time of year, fish, but it has been good, and that's what we're going to use start off with today.
All right, now what kind of hook and size you got there?
Okay, I got an Eagle Claw pattern JL 1/0.
1/0. Okay.
That's light wire.
Okay.
Okay, we just simply go down the center of the worm, being careful to get right in the center, about 1/4 inch, and turn your hook out. Turn
Okay.
the point out. Slide the worm up on to the shank of the hook, and it's got this little crook in it.
Okay.
But you let that pop out, where you'll keep the worm from sliding up and down your hook.
Okay.
And then stick the point of the hook back into the worm where it almost comes through, but not quite. And of course, the lead will slide down against it. We're in business. And if
All right.
if you got it in there in the center, and you've got it hung straight, you'll eliminate twist out of your line.
I see.
As you
Well, that's
throw
one
and
thing
work
I
you.
need to get always out of mine. I can't stand no twisted line. Now, Nolan, my little old rig now,
You got a motor oil.
yeah, now me and you fished a lot, and you done made a believer out of me on this motor oil. Now, I ain't changing unless you go to whooping the devil out of me out here now.
Okay.
Because, I mean, this thing right here catch 'em too. What's that you doing there now?
Put a little fish formula on it.
Think it works?
I'm sure it does.
All right. If you're going to do it, I'm going to do it. All right. And now let me ask you this. Now, what's the fish status up here? I mean, are they a lot of them? Are they big ones, middle-sized
There's
ones?
been a lot of fish, but they're relatively small. But we was talking to Mr. Brooks there this morning. He said that there'd been a couple of 6-pounders come in yesterday.
Uh-huh.
But, you know, that's a bonus. I'm hoping just to catch us the limit of these
Kind of
keeper
run-of-the-mill
fish.
stuff?
Yeah. And I'm happy as long as I'm catching the fish. If I feel something tugging on the end of my line out there, I'm happy.
In other words, if you get a big one, that's fine. In fact, that's super fine.
Yeah.
But what the reality of it is, now, these fish up here have consistently been a lot of them being caught up here, hasn't it?
Yes, they have.
And this is not all that new a lake either, is it?
Uh-uh. And
It's
it's-
just a real good year for them, isn't it?
Well, I think this lake has been under-publicized, and I don't really know why. They've got such good facilities. It's only 50 minutes from Birmingham,
Man, it's got the finest facilities I ever seen.
and you're really not no further away than Logan Martin
Yeah.
as far as time travel.
Well,
got interstate all the way.
it's kind of in the center. You know, the folks from the north over toward Atlanta can come this way. What would you be, hour and 30 minutes from Atlanta, something like that?
I suppose it would be something like that. I don't know how you would go out I-59.
And your main road is right there. It ain't
Yeah.
like you got to go all over the world to get here.
Uh-uh.
And it's just had some
But-
tremendous fishing, hasn't it?
What we're going to be fishing is the river itself. Up in this area, this far up it, it's mostly river. Of course, there's a few sloughs go off to the side, a few creeks, what have you. We're going to be fishing the river channel. As you can see, there's all kind of cover. There's all kind of old stumps over there. Trees fell down. And we're sitting in 20 foot of water right here and throwing in casting distance up in a foot of water.
Uh-huh. Just going to walk it off down the edge of the river.
There he is. I missed him.
Missed him? Right by the old log over there.
Uh-huh.
Oh, up, get him up. There he is. There he is. Right there by that log, wasn't he, Nolan?
Yeah, he was right there.
Yep. Run-of-the-mill fish, ain't it?
He done throwed my worm out.
He done got that, done throwed it slap off there.
Little spotted bass.
Right there.
Contrary to the rest of the Coosa system, this is unusual catch a spot. If we catch 10 fish today, 9 of them going to be largemouth.
In this particular,
Yep.
if we was one lake down,
Or
9
one
of 'em-
lake above.
or one lake above, 9 out of 10 would be largemouth. I mean, be spotted bass, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
But they're more largemouth in here is what you're saying. And Nolan, you've got a little bit different technique the way you work a worm, and I wish you'd just kind of take your time and show our viewers exactly what your system is on this worm fishing, because it's a little different than most everybody's ever been taught or that fishes a worm today.
Well, Archie, I do very little moving of my rod when I've made my cast. I let the worm sink, watch the line go down. Where the line goes in the water is the key to it. You see it hit bottom, pick it up with the reel. Pick it up with the reel and let it fall back. And that worm is taking little hops like this through the bottom or across the bottom. If a fish hits, I'll invariably feel him, or either I'll see that line jump. And then when I do that, I lower my rod, get the slack out, and strike back on him. Thought one hit it just then, but he turned it loose, I reckon.
All right, and you just watch that line, and that's critical, is watching that line where it
Watching
enters
that
the water.
line. Of course, if you're night fishing, you got to rely completely on feel, and I do some night fishing. But I still work the worm the same way. I don't move the rod that much. You can't help but move the rod a little bit, but
Yeah.
I don't move it that much. I put all my action into the worm with my reel. There he is.
Is he right there on the corner? Got him?
Yeah.
Yep. There he comes.
Be a largemouth too, just like I told you.
Let's see if he's a largemouth.
I'll guarantee he's a largemouth. That was unusual catch a spot.
Sure is a largemouth. And Nolan, that's good. You say it's right on that corner. Is there another one on that corner?
Yeah, there's bunches of them there.
We get off the line well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know, we've had that time we was down there at Lay Lake and we cooked them bass up on the bank. Everybody in the world liked that recipe deal. And it was asking me about that stuff you put on them.
Uh-huh.
And what was the name of that stuff you blacken them things with, Nolan?
It's Paul Prudhomme's Cajun Magic.
Paul Prudhomme.
Cajun Magic blackened redfish mix.
Can you get it in most of these big old stores?
Most of your big supermarkets have got it.
I see.
There he is. All right, turn him loose. There's a bunch of fish right in there.
You may make me get my motor oil off if this keeps up now. I always waiting to see what's going to happen. But I haven't had a bunch of pickups.
That was probably a brim. There he is.
You got another Nolan?
Yeah.
Let me get rigged up here. He
Another
right, said he's
largemouth.
going to be too, didn't he?
Yeah.
Another largemouth. It sure is. Well, I don't understand why them things. Look at that great big old eye on one side. Or did you do that? No,
I didn't do it.
Look
He's born that way or something.
look at that defect on the side of his face there, Nolan.
It didn't hurt him as far as biting, though, did it?
No, he went right ahead.
He'll eat, though, won't
Oh, yeah. We ain't got nothing to cook with today, have we?
he? Nah. Wished we did.
We get up on the bank and play that old game me and you know how to do.
A lot of people like that, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. Cook them fish on the bank while they're good and fresh and just, you know, it's just excellent. All right. There he is.
got him?
There he is, Nolan. Finally,
All
finally,
right.
finally,
See
finally.
what a difference that little JL hook makes.
Oh, yeah, well, I tell you, you got to get it all together. You know what I'm talking about? See, I didn't know you was using it. It took me now. It used to, it'd take about 20 fish. You'd get about 20 fish ahead of me before I'd figure out what you was doing. But you see, I change worms right quick, change hooks right quick.
That's what I was telling you. I don't fool with trying to sharpen my hook. If it misses a fish, I throw it away. I've done spent enough money on this boat and motor and gas and everything that I ain't gonna let a 10-cent hook stand in my way.
Is these them laser sharp ones?
Yeah, they're laser sharp and they're JL pattern.
What's the
light.
JL mean?
Stands for light wire, and it's got a crook in it. J stands for the crook, light. L stands for the light.
Yeah. Well, buddy, he was on there good. Now that's a largemouth too, but he ain't big.
Some people get mad at you throwing them fish back now.
Well, now Nolan, you know, like I told you before, we got two groups of folks. One that likes us to keep them, and one that likes us to throw them back. So we throw some back and we keep some. But
okay.
you know, this thing about catch and release is coming on pretty strong in a lot of areas, and it's a real good idea. But you've got to mix a little bit of biological common sense. You got him right there? There you go.
Pretty good fish.
I believe that's bigger than that other one.
That's a big fish, I believe.
You think it is?
Mm-hmm. He is big.
Well, you don't think I need to get that net out from under that?
No, I'll land him. I'll land him.
Well, I don't go getting overly optimistic. You ain't even seen him yet, no.
He ain't come up.
Well, I
He's
know
not
he ain't.
wanting to come up.
Oh, that's better. Look at there. That's a nice largemouth, Nolan. Look at that. Play that professional game, Nolan. Reach down and rub his belly and put him in the boat.
He's wore out, I believe.
Yeah. Now let me look at all them scars on that thing. What in the world? That fish has been into everything, Nolan. Just look
Like
at
he's
all
been
that.
in a fight with a gar and lost.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
Outdoors with Archie Phillips is now available on video cassette, like Volume 26, Black Powder Hunting. Relive the experience of your forefathers by experiencing hunting with the old style. Hunting with a black powder shotgun is an enjoyable way to put a little variety in your hunting style. You learn how to load the old smoke pole and how to anticipate the delayed action. This video includes hunting of quail, squirrel, and rabbit. So ask for Outdoors with Archie Phillips, Volume 26, Black Powder Hunting.
You'll feel some rough stuff right in there, and that's where.
Yeah.
There he is.
I got mine. You got yours?
Yeah, mine's a little bitty one.
Look here. Two at a time. Now, Nolan, two at a time. It don't matter. Now, mine's a little one too. But that's getting serious when you get them two at a time now.
Well, I'm gonna make Mamie Johnson unhappy by throwing that fish back.
She don't like to throw them back, does she? You know, I get some get real mad when you throw them back. You got one called you the other day, didn't you?
Well, she called my captain, Dennis Blyce, at the precinct, complaining about me throwing fish away on his shows.
Did she?
Maybe I'm sorry, but we can't keep all of them.
Keep all.
But I promise you, we're gonna get enough to eat.
You gonna bring her a mess, ain't you, Nolan?
Yeah, we'll have to do that.
Yeah, we'll take her a mess of fish. I tell you, you can get all the store-bought fish you want to, but ain't nothing better. Fish come right out of the river, carried right straight home, skinned and fried and eat that night.
There's nothing no better than sitting on a riverbank and eating them.
No, that's the very best. I mean, everybody can't do that, no. That is the ultimate.
Everybody can do it too that's got access to the water.
Yeah, but they won't clean their mess up. I got one on right now. Oh, missed mine.
I got mine. Gosh, he's a little. Can't believe how little these fish
reckon
are
them
this
big ones
morning.
hadn't been caught before, see
Yeah.
that?
We'll let him get caught again.
There he is. I got one tapping right down in there.
Put it on him. Got him?
Yeah. I feel like my worm's gone. Look at that, Nolan. I want you just to look at that.
I tell you that.
Look at that right there.
The action on this lake is like this all the time, Archie. It's just unbelievable to me.
Well,
And people can sit on that boardwalk up there and catch brim and catfish, not even have to be in a boat.
Well,
And we're only a mile from the launch right here.
well, Nolan, tell them the good part about fishing tournaments. You don't let one of your secrets out
What is that?
about when they turn them loose where to fish.
Oh yeah, fish around where they do turn them loose in a tournament, and there's always fish there.
It takes them several months to get relocated back out in the river, don't it?
Yeah, they'll hang around the release site for probably a week to 10 days, and then they'll gradually drift back toward where they originally come from. There he is.
Got him?
A little bit better fish, I believe.
So what you're saying is if they have a tournament on
Yeah.
Monday, if they have a tournament on Saturday, Monday you ought to be right there where they turn them loose and fish 100 yards in each direction from the turnaway place, right?
Right.
And you probably have as good a chance of catching fish as it. Look at right there.
They're
Breaking
over
all
there.
out in there. Must be some shad or something out there, Nolan.
Yeah.
They like them pumpkin worms. I can see that right now. There he is.
If anybody's not fishing with a pumpkin worm, they're missing something.
In this lake you're talking about?
Anywhere right now in
I
Alabama.
wonder why that is. You reckon we just all
Probably a new color that the fish are not accustomed to, and it must resemble something very closely to what they feed on, or either they're able to see it real good under the water.
This looks something like a night crawler, Nolan. You know, like one of them old juicy night crawlers that you fiddle up, old fiddle worms, you know.
There he is.
Got him?
Yeah. Boy, they're a little low.
Goodness gracious. There's gonna be an old big one laying out there. For that many little ones, got to be an old big one laying out there somewhere.
We're gonna make a bunch of people mad.
Oh, it's terrible. We've got to throw these little old bitties back, or they ain't, you know, by the time you skin them, there ain't much left between their ears. Nolan, that might be a great old big one that these little ones are just getting in there and stirring them up, and them big ones can't get to it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I see them rolling up right yonder.
They're all out in here.
There he is.
You good one?
Got a little drag. I believe it's a small one. I believe it's a small one, Nolan.
Yep, he's small.
Now that's a spot right there. But they attacked it, them spotted bass do.
Outdoors with Archie Phillips is now available on video cassette. Like Volume 25, Smallmouth. The acrobats of the bass family, smallmouth is known for its jumping exits from the waters, and this video is no exception. You learn how to catch them in swift water with live bait, and also on grubs while jigging on Indian mounds. You learn the rigging techniques as well as where to get the bait. So ask for Outdoors with Archie Phillips, Volume 25, Smallmouth, at your local video store or nearby sporting goods dealer.
Hold on, hang on there, Norman. Well, you know, we've had a super good day up here at Neely Henry. That ain't a bad string of fish right there, Nolan. We ain't got no real monsters, but we got one or two pretty good ones on there.
Yeah, we managed to get our limit.
That's right. It's just a good day fishing up here, and this is probably one of the unsung lakes in Alabama, which would be Neely Henry.
It is, and anybody can come up here and do this.
Probably the easiest lake in the world to get to.
It is.
Pull right off on the city ramp right there and dump right in. You can either bank fish or boat fish. Don't make a bit of difference, does it?
And we never got over a mile away from the launch.
No, we just fish right around the launch. So Neely Henry is one of Alabama's real jewel of lakes, and you folks want to come up here and pull on up here. It's near Gadsden, Alabama, and plenty of water, plenty of fish. We just worm fishing most of the day.
That's all we've done.
And we left the fish biting, so
yeah,
we know it's good fishing. You've been coming up here pretty often too, hadn't you, Nolan?
Well, I've been up here about, I think it's my fourth trip.
Fourth trip, and you limit every time you come?
I still haven't got outside of the boat landing.
Well, you hadn't even had time.
No
to
need to.
I see. Okay, well, folks, there you see it, Neely Henry, a great place and some good fishing. So we'll see y'all again next time on Outdoors with Archie Phillips.
Outdoors with Archie Phillips is now available on video cassette. Like Volume 24, Bird Hunting. Bird hunting is so popular because of its fast movement and snap action, which refines the skills of hunters. This video has the three most hunted of the feathered: dove, duck, and quail. You learn valuable techniques of using decoys, blinds, black powder, and pointers. Proper identification is important, as well as how to cook them up. So ask for Volume 24, Bird Hunting.
I like going hunting, just me, my hound, and my gun. Chasing them deer, rabbit, and squirrel, now that's my kind of fun. I like going fishing too, I'll go on any whim. Looking for the big bass, the crappie, and the brim. Give me a wide open field to walk through. Give me an ocean so deep. I want to ride the longest river in the world, or maybe climb the highest mountain peak.
Folks, we're down on the Warrior River in central Alabama, and we had a place called Lock 17. It's a real old impoundment. This is a new lock and dam, and we're right in the mouth of the lock gate with my good friend Charlie Golden. And Charlie fishes down here 3-4 times a week and been doing it for years, and probably the most knowledgeable man I know of on Lock 17 down here. I'm talking about Charlie is a combination man. Just anything is biting, he knows how to catch them. And today, Charlie, we're just going to do a kind of a mixed trip, ain't we? We're going to just see what all we can get a hold of.
This is summertime and it's tough fishing, Archie, and we're going to see what we can catch. We're going to, if we can maintain these shad and catch these shad, we'll catch a combination of fish, a bass, stripe, or cats, either one, if we can catch plenty of shad.
Now, that's the first thing we got to do now, right?
First thing we got to do is try to catch a few shad. And we've come up here and we've noticed a few shad flipping right here along the edge of this wall. That's what you have to observe in order to catch fish, is observe your shad and be able to locate and catch your shad. You have to use one of these little throw nets.
Well, when things get tough, I ain't no substitute for live bait, is
No
it, Charlie?
substitute for live bait.
I mean, in other words, you artificial bait and all that, but when
I
you
do
really,
it all.
when you gets to push comes to shove, they can't leave his live shad alone,
You want that live bait. If fishing's tough like it is right now, it's best to go with live bait if you can catch it.
If you catch it.
Now I fish, if I come down here and can't catch shad, which this place is noted for that, if you come down here a lot of times you can't catch shad. Well, I just have to go with artificial bait and catch what I can.
Well, it's some of my folks, we've nicknamed this place down here the Lock Contrary.
It is
17.
It is contrary.
You can come down here one day and load the boat, and the next day you can't get nothing going, can you,
Next
Charlie?
day I've come down here, load the boat one day and come the next, not get a mess of fish.
Isn't that something?
That's the way it
All
is.
right, well, get up there and show us what we got to do, and explain to these folks how to catch these, because if they're going to learn to live bait fish, they're going to have to learn how to use that net, ain't they?
Well, the first thing you got to have, Archie, is one of these little nets, and the best size to use for a beginner is a 4-foot net made out of monofilament line, not the nylon.
I got you.
The nylon's contrary. Don't sink as fast, and they can see it better. And this little old net here is, I've had it 2 or 3 years. If you take care of them, they last a long time. And then you have to learn how to throw them. And the instructions come with this thing, how you do it. You first off, you got to get it looped around your arm here. And the most important thing about throwing it is your line, not tangling up.
I got you.
You neatly roll it on your hand like so. And leave about that much hanging.
All right.
Then you reach and get your top of your net, straighten it out, come down about 1 foot on it there, and catch it in the hand with your line. Then you're ready to make sure it's not tangled up. You get a hold of it. You put one piece of lead in your mouth, between your teeth. And then you throw just a little bit across your arm, like so. And then you're ready to throw. Now, I don't see any shad flipping right there, but I'll go ahead and make a throw just to show you how it's done. Now, what you got to do, you don't snap this thing, you just sort of slow motion it. And you bring it behind you like that, you give it a little upward cast like that.
And let her go.
Now, I didn't see any shad flipping there, but
might get lucky, might.
Might get lucky and get some. See, I got 2 shad.
4 shad.
4 shad?
You got 4 in there.
Okay.
That ought to got them right there.
That ought to
There's
got
some
them.
right here behind us, too.
Well, they going back down.
Outdoors with Archie Phillips is now available on video cassette, like Volume 23, Bottom Fishing. Off the Gulf Coast has always yielded a many good catches because of the reef-building efforts of the captains found in this video. Whether you like plate size or man size, you learn the rigging techniques from veteran deckhands that keep you hooked up. You see triggerfish, amberjack, groupers, and even a stingray. So ask for Outdoors with Archie Phillips, Volume 23, Bottom Fishing.
Okay, Archie, now what we're going to do now, we're going to get back down here on the edge of this lesser swift water, and we're going to use our plunkers.
I explained to them about plunkers and what they are and why they are.
Okay, this plunker, I prefer a wooden plunker. They make styrofoam and wood, but I like the wood because it works better. It's a little heavier, and it lays deeper in the water, flashes a little better. This plunker got a concave lip on it in the front. And when you give it a little jerk, it simulates a feeding fish. You give it a little gurgle just like a feeding fish hitting, and you got your lure tied on about 3 foot behind it. And the fish hear that plunker and think it's other feeding fish, and they hone in on your lure and get it.
In other words, they think that's what the splash was, somebody chasing that thing.
They think another fish is hitting in shad, an addling shad.
Uh-huh.
And naturally, being a competitor feeding, they're going to run up there and get your lure.
I see.
And,
Pitch it out there and show them your stroke, Charlie.
And
Now, what's that little lure called there?
this is a little striper made by, I believe it's called a top striper, made by Buck Jones in Bessemer.
Uh-huh. It's
And,
a straight-looking lure with some feathers on the
It's
back,
just
right?
a little straight plastic, some kind of plastic body with feathers on the back of it. Don't have any action to it. It just, the plunker gives it a little twitch whenever you pull it, and it looks like a addle shad.
I see.
And
Now, what will that catch?
that'll catch stripe and bass, any kind of game fish.
Any kind of game.
Any kind of game fish. Stripe and bass mostly is
I
what
see.
it catches. It'll catch either one.
All right, make a little short cast
And,
and show them how that thing works.
In throwing one of these plunkers, you use a sort of a smooth, you don't use a snap to it.
You're lobbing, ain't you?
You just lob it out there, right. And that plunker will pull the line off your spool a lot better. If you snap it, a lot of times you'll get a backlash on a reel.
You don't get no backlash, do you?
I get a professional overall.
Every now and then.
Every now and then.
I got you. All right, well.
You get in the wind, you will.
All right, let me see
But,
what you got going there.
You just lob it out there like so, and then you don't wear yourself out of whipping this thing. What you do is you just sort of twitch the end of your rod, and it'll cause that splashing action,
Uh-huh.
just like a feeding fish.
I see, and they
And-
got to have it, hadn't they?
And they got to have it if they're out there feeding.
Well, now, what you figures happened, we was up there fishing our live bait, and they all died on us. But there's be a lot of fish laying back here that ain't got up there that
There
far.
should be some fish back here. A feeding in this lesser swift water.
Uh-huh. I see.
I don't know what you got.
One just hit it right at the boat right there, Charlie. You see him hit it just then?
Yeah.
Man, look at him go. Look at him go. Hey, right at the boat. I don't know what it is.
That's
Let's get
a little bass.
Look at there. That's one of them little old yearling bass we was talking about.
Yeah.
He just run up and grabbed that thing.
There's a million of them in here like that.
Boy, I'm going to tell you one thing.
Healthiest little
This time next year, as many of these as they is in here.
I had one, lost him. I got it. He
Boy,
come
look
back and got it.
Look at the cup. There, you get one. You got
Yeah.
one right there, Charlie. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Hot dog. Boy, them is pretty colored fish.
Ain't them pretty?
Now, I got to brag on you, Charlie, while we got this spotted bass. We just got through mounting a bass for Charlie, a spotted bass that right up there on that rock where we were sitting just a minute ago. It weighed 8 pounds. Now, I'm going to tell you, an 8-pound spotted bass is about like a 21-pound largemouth.
Just about.
Just about. And he caught him. You didn't think nothing about that, did you, Charlie?
No, I didn't. I catch them like that all the time.
And that right up there on that rock, where
Right.
you got him, wasn't it?
Right.
What time was it you caught him? Was that this
Early
spring?
spring. You got to get them in early spring. Right when they break out of their winter time haunt and go on that feeding binge in the early spring, that's when you got to get the big one.
I see. Now, boy, they like that plunking business. Oh, one hit it. Look out, Charlie. One's after it now.
Yeah, they want after it.
You get him? You got him?
He finally come back and
Yeah,
got
look
it.
at that. Look at that. Look at that. Dog.
He
Charlie, you know,
finally come back
I'm
and got
crazy
it.
about this plunking business now. You know that, don't you?
Oh, yeah. This is a better one than
That's
I
a
had
better
last
fish right
time.
there, yeah.
This feel like a
Whoa, that looks
pretty
good, Charlie. Whoa, look out there. What is it?
Feel like a eating bass there.
Hey, now there's a nicer spotted bass.
That's big enough to eat.
Yes, sir. Boy, it's got a good rich color to it, too.
Yeah, look how healthy they are.
Yeah, look at that belly
Archie.
on that thing.
Yeah,
Boy, that is.
Yeah, they are healthy. Beautiful fish.
Beautiful fish, that is. Now, you get one about 5 pounds on this
That's
plunker.
my favorite.
Spotted bass.
Yeah.
I got you.
You wanna keep your mess of them?
Well, we'll take a few home and eat them. We'll turn some loose, keep some.
Just eat them in the box.
Okay.
We'll get you a mess of them. That's the best eating size right there.
You had one roll at it then. Hey, whoa, look out, Charlie, look out. You had one roll at yours too, didn't you?
Yeah, they in here.
Dog, we fixing to mess them up here.
Like I
look at
told
that
you,
little old bitty thing.
There are a million of those.
Oh, boy,
little
look at
boogers in
that
here.
thing. Look at that thing.
And they are
Old Buck Jones, the
healthy,
striper, will do
fine
the
fish.
job on them, won't it?
Yeah, they'll get them.
You know, there's two schools of thought about this, keeping edible sized fish, which that ain't, but we run an experiment up at Lake Harris. Everybody said, well, let's put them all back and we'll all have plenty of fish. It don't work that way. You can't stockpile them. You can only hold so many fish per acre. And we left them fish up here in Harris and they'd get to about 11 inches and they never would get no bigger. So you've got to harvest off some of them. But now where you draw the line is what you've got to depend on your biologist to tell you. As long as you've got a healthy fish population, you can take fish along in limited numbers, even with a lot of pressure, and it allows more room for other fish to come. So throwing them back don't always solve the problem, because we've been up there at Harris and catch 40 or 50, and you wouldn't have 5 over 11 inches, and that'd been in there 4 years. See?
Well,
So
they was overpopulated, and they didn't have proper food.
it's just like some folks think you can stockpile deer. After you put so many deer on an acre of land, that's all it's going to take.
That's all it's going to take.
You can have one healthy one or 15 fixing to die, and nobody wants that kind. But these fish here are plenty healthy here.
You see, when a bass gets to weighing 4 or 5 pounds, he becomes a survivor.
I got you.
And
Oh, that was a big.
that's the
Look
reason
at it.
why.
There he is. There he is. Throw back in there, Charlie. Throw right in there where I'm at. There's a big one over. Look at it rolling at it. That ain't what. There. That's there's one right there. That's a little. There he is. There he is.
That's probably
That's
that's
spotted
little,
bass.
little
That ain't
bass.
what rolled it a while ago. That was a big old stripe rolled at it a while ago.
Outdoors with Archie Phillips is now available on video cassette, like Volume 22, Odd Fishing. When you're tired of the same old fishing technique, try a little change in pace by combining hunting skills with fishing skills. Bow fishing shows you how to stalk and shoot carp. Ever caught a fish on a rope? That's right, no hooks required to land needle-nose guard. And travel deep to the ocean floor for a special spearfishing experience you'll never forget. So ask for Volume 22, Odd Fishing.
Look at that thing.
Yeah, we're gonna catch some fish. There'll be some fish in here.
Do you
after a
think
while.
they're down here on the edges and ain't moved up to that corner yet, Charlie?
What it is, Archie, right over in this area right here,
Yeah.
those small shad stay over in here a lot,
Uh-huh.
and that's the reason why these little bass are in here. They're feeding on those small shad. And last week in all of this area right here,
Uh-huh.
you couldn't throw this plunker out there without having a 3 to 5 pound striper on it.
Goodness gracious.
Ask Danny Fields.
Yeah, now Danny caught a bunch he told me last week that he caught more fish here than he's ever caught in his life anywhere. Right here fishing with
Probably
you.
did, because I'd be afraid to say how many
Think y'all caught
fish?
1,000 fish last week,
at least.
at least.
Right.
That was all kind of fish too, wasn't
All kinds. Yeah, all kinds. We had cat, bass, and stripe.
it? Well, I'll be darned. How many did you catch on the plunker, Charlie?
We caught 75% of them on this plunker.
Did you?
Right.
Now, a great old big one will come up there and smack that thing too, won't it?
And big ones will get it. When they come in here, the big ones will get that, they'll take it away from you.
I was down here one time with Danny on them great big old hybrid stripes that was up here. And we was throwing that, what's that old lure he uses all the time, that old big lure, that old long floating thing we're using?
That's
Zara spook.
right.
And I had a big old stripe come up behind that thing and missed it 4 times before he finally swallowed. I mean, he wanted it. He finally swallowed that old Zara spook, and I like nothing never got him to the boat. But they will just actually charge it viciously. There he is. There he is. There he is. That ain't a real big one, though. That's just one of them little old...
One of them little bitty.
Yeah, but now his mama's right up there on the left.
Yeah.
And boy, next year they ought to be a jillion pound and a halfings in here with that.
They ought to be some good fish in here next year.
I tell you, that's about the best fishing combination in the world when they're hitting down here. Is that little, what we call this thing again?
That's a little top striper, maybe
Top
above.
striper, yeah. Would just a regular jig thing do pretty good?
No, no, they won't hit it like you will there.
They won't.
No.
I see.
They'll hit a jig,
But this does better.
but this is better.
Yep. That's a little largemouth there. See, I caught him up there in that clear water up there. And you better hold on when you throw it in that corner, yonder, because that's where his mama's at. I mean, I had a good and roll at it back there. Charlie, did you see that thing jump?
Yeah, I seen him jump.
Look at him go. Uh-oh, he done come loose. That the little devil jumped 5 foot. There, whoa, look out there, Charlie, you got him?
Yeah, he little.
Boy, there's a bunch of little, I'm gonna get back in there with you, Charlie. Hold on, must be a school of them in there. Must be a school of them out there.
Bunch of them little bass.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Them little
Sometimes when they
spots.
ball up like that, you can throw in there and catch a gob of them. Oh, yeah,
That's a little largemouth.
little largemouth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a pretty thing.
Ain't it pretty?
They are pretty.
Pretty and green.
Yeah, that's fine doing.
We're gonna let him grow some.
Yeah, there you go. Boy, there's a gob of them in here, ain't you, Charlie?
You catch 1,000,000 of them.
Look at that. It's a pretty cut. That's a little spot right there. A pretty little
Yeah,
old
that's a
thing.
spot.
Yeah. Yes, sir. They got that pretty greenish, deep yellow-green color to them, too.
They are so healthy.
You know, one way we can show them on spotted bass, they got real fine cheek scales here and a distinct, usually a triangular shaped pattern right in here. And they got a real sharp tail like a stripe. But these are pretty fish now. Boy, they are fun to catch. I love to catch them things.
Got a skipjack.
I think I got one of them skipjacks.
You know what you got.
Look at that,
I
boy.
look at the end of your rod,
Look,
Dale.
oh, look at that. He killed himself. Look at yonder. He jumped so hard he killed himself, Charlie. You see that, Chad? Look at it. Dog. Now, Charlie, you love them things for bait, don't you?
Good catfish bait.
Tell us how you prepare them.
Well, up till about the middle of the summer, I use the gut.
Uh-huh.
Plus, you got to scale them. You have to scale that skipjack as soon as you catch it, so the scale will come off.
Uh-huh.
And you fillet it just like you're filleting a bass. And you split that fillet right down the middle, and then chop it up in little thumb-sized pieces
All
to
right.
go on your jug or trot line.
I see.
And it's some of the best bait there is.
Well, now, what about the guts? Don't you use the guts of them, too?
The guts are good. I use the gut mostly on the reel and rod.
I see.
I use a cut-up skipjack on my jug.
Uh-huh.
And it stays on there good, and
It's-
fish hit it good.
Good and fresh, too, ain't
Good, and it's fresh. It's bloody,
Uh-huh.
and catfish love it. You're liable to catch one weigh 5 or 6 pounds in there.
it? Yeah, I know it. There he is. Charlie, that thing is full of, look at it. It won't quite take it, though. Come on now, take it. There he goes.
There'll be one
There
get
you
it.
go. Look at him, look at him. Look at him, look at him. Look at that thing. There he is, there he is, there he is. Goodness gracious alive. Let me get back down there. Get back down that wall. Here we go. I believe a big one to come up after all them little ones has been. I'm gonna come a little faster this time. I believe I was a little slow for them to take it, Charlie. Sometimes they get time enough to look at it, it'll mess them up, don't it? There he is. There he is, right off that wall.
You got a little,
I
got
don't
one
know
of the
how-
little bass.
I don't know how big that one is. He pulled a little better than that last one I had. Oh, he nailed that plunker though. Look at him out there. Hot dog. I tell you, that's a deadly bait right there.
They'll get that plunker.
I guarantee you they'll get it. See if we can see him. That's
That's
a little better than them other
That's
ones.
good little spot.
Yeah, a little better than them other ones. Yeah. Come on up here, boy. He got a lot of life in him.
Them spots has got the life
Look at that
in 'em.
thing. Look at that thing, Chop.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a nice
that's a
spot
good
right
little
there.
spot.
Look at the color in that thing.
Oh, that's pretty.
Beautiful color.
Beautiful spot.
Yeah, there you go. Hold down that wall there. I believe you'll pick
Yep.
another one up off that wall right there.
I had one.
There he is there, Charlie. You took slack at you.
Yeah,
Got it. You got it. Hold him there, Charlie.
He's a little one. He's a little
I
one.
got to get rid of this fish. I ain't going to sit here and let you catch all
He's
that
a
fish
little
off
one.
that wall. It don't matter. He's pulling that rod, though. Pretty
He's
good.
a eater, though.
There he is. A pretty good
Yeah,
one.
he's a eater.
Yes, sir. Look at that right there.
Well, isn't that pretty?
That is up. That's a beautiful color in them fish.
Look how healthy.
Yes, sir. Ain't nothing wrong. We almost got a double at the same time right there, Charlie.
Yeah.
See there?
Isn't
Two at
that-
a time. That ain't too bad, is it?
Isn't that pretty?
Let's don't slide too far forward. I don't sling another one up down that wall right
Yeah,
there.
we will.
Okay.
Outdoors with Archie Phillips is now available on video cassette. Like Volume 21, Dangerous Hunting. Boar hunting takes you on a wild boar hunt in South Alabama where the hunter becomes the prey. Alligator hunting takes you to the swamps of Louisiana for a strange but exciting alligator hunt. And Rattlesnake takes you deep in South Alabama for an educational afternoon full of fangs and rattles. So ask for Dangerous Hunting at your local video store.
Archie, we gave it a pretty good try, but the big one just didn't come in here today.
No, we ain't seen nothing breaking.
There ain't nothing broke the water. We were lucky to catch anything as dead as it is today. That's just the way it is down here.
The
And,
fish we caught, we got a good many fish, but we didn't get any big ones.
Didn't
there.
get any big fish.
And
We just-
the resident fish were here, and we tried it every way. We tried with a live shad, which last week y'all mopped them up on, didn't you?
mopped up on them.
And we've come in here and used, this is the best bait there is down here for topwater, and we done pretty fair. We've caught probably
Yeah,
15, 20 fish.
Yeah, we've caught some fish, but
But just none of them big bragging kind, but that's what fishing's all about, and we've had a good day. We've had caught fish. We missed some. I missed a nice big one up there in the pocket back here. But anyway, this is what it's all about, and you saw the techniques used by one of the best fishermen down here at Lock 17, and Mr. Charlie Golden there. And y'all folks stay tuned again next week for some more Outdoors with Archie Phillips.
Outdoors with Archie Phillips is now available on video cassette, like Volume 19, Cooking from the Wild. Deer butchering shows how to butcher deer into steaks, hamburger, and even sausage, while Outdoorsman's Feast is a cooking show of many different game and wild plants to prepare an extravagant feast with all the trimmings. So ask for Outdoors with Archie Phillips, Cooking from the Wild at your local video store or nearby sporting goods dealer.
Well, I like going hunting, just me, my hound, and my gun. Chasing them deer, rabbit, and squirrel, now that's my kind of fun. I like going fishing too, I'll go on any whim, looking for the big bass, the poppy, and the brim. Just give me a wide open field to walk through. Give me an ocean so deep. I want to ride the longest river in the world, or maybe climb the highest mountain peak. Like going down to the fishing hole, my buddies and me and my old cane pole. Bait them hooks and wet them lines, it's the life I love so fine. It's almost supper time, you'd think the world was mine.
And now for today's outdoor adventure, here's Archie Phillips. Well, folks, we're down here at Demopolis, Alabama. Real good fishing here. And got Mr. Randy Howell, who lives here, and he is a jitterbug fishing man, and I mean a good one. And he's going to show us the techniques today of jitterbug fishing and whatever else he wants to show us down here on Demopolis Lake, which is some super good fishing down here in lower western Alabama. And Randy, if you would, kind of tell us exactly what you're doing there.
Well, this is, Archie, this is jigger pole fishing. And it's an old type fishing. You got 20-foot pole with a line about 6 inches long there on the end.
Oh, boy, he was right there.
You come out of there, but line's about 6 inches long. Got a little broken back lure on the end of it. And you slap the water with the end of it there and go around the grass beds. The bass will come out there and hit it. It's kind of like a top water. What it is, a top water fishing technique.
Boy, I tell you, that scared the liver out of them when they go hitting like that did just then.
Oh, especially a big one.
And what's the biggest you ever took? Oh, there he is. Whoa, hold him, Randy. Whoa, hold him there. Hot. Look at that, look at that. Now, how you work him in, Randy?
Just bring him on around, bring him on around.
Bring him on around. Goodness gracious alive. Look at that. Turn around here sideways. Let's look and see how you...
Let me get his...
Look, turn him this way, Randy. Let me get your pole. All right. Now I want you to show them how the how that thing works there now. Now, buddy.
Nice little old fish there.
Now hold him right there. I want y'all to look at this. Look at this. That's one of them real old-timey creek chubs, ain't it? My daddy used them when I wasn't big enough to even know how to fish. And I guess that lure must be, what, 50 years old?
It's an old lure.
And it's broke back. And yours ain't got no paint on the head.
A lot of the paint's off of that. There he goes.
Boy. Now the key to that is this tip right here, isn't it, Randy?
Yes, sir.
Tapping that water.
Slapping the water down there, and for some reason the bass just can't. They don't like it too much.
What do you think they think's going on when you're doing this?
I believe they think it's a large minnow chasing a small minnow.
Uh-huh.
And if they're hungry or whatever, they come out there and hit it.
They just can't stand it, can they?
That's right. They can't stand it.
Oh, that's exciting. Let's do that some more.
Let's get back in there and see if we can get a big one.
I can see what a big one might do.
He'll give you a fit.
Now, Randy, what got you started in this jigger pole fishing?
I had a friend of mine here in the Demopolis area that saw an older fella do it one time and on the river back up in a slough.
Uh-huh. Oh, look at that, look at that, wow! Look at that. Good. Now you just work the pole back, right?
Work it on around.
And the guy in the back, which is supposed to be me, right, is supposed to take him loose. And that's the way you do it?
Yeah, the man in the middle is what takes the fish off.
Look at that. We just kind of modifying it a little bit right now.
Right.
But he just jumped up there and got on that thing like right quick, didn't he?
Yes, sir.
Now, you was telling me you dabble that thing sometimes too. Just kind of lay it over and just shake it a little bit.
Right, dabble it over there. Well, they call this doodle socking out in Texas.
Doodle socking?
Doodle socking. Well, but I call it jigger pole.
Well, that's all I ever heard it called. My daddy used to do it back when I was a kid, you know, but I never was with him when he did it, so I didn't know exactly what he was doing.
Well, they like to do it they like to hit when it's early in the morning, late in the afternoon, and I have jigger pole at night. Of course, you got the snakes to contend with then, but you catch bigger fish real early and real late.
In other words, what you got, about an hour in the morning, Randy?
Something like that, unless it's an overcast day, I have caught fish all the way up to dinner time.
Have you? Sure enough.
So let's get back in there.
All right, let's do it. Let me get out the way.
Catch another one. This is what we're here for, ain't it?
Now
there's one moved right there in the
You see it move right then? And you just barely tapping that water now, ain't you? You tell me if you get, after you get 2 or 3, you go to get nervous and you want to hurry it up, don't you?
Oh, you get jittery and wired up there a little bit. You'll have a frog jump off a log over there and splash the water, and you just have to snatch it.
Oh, my goodness. Now, that pole you're using, what kind is it?
This is a B&M pole. Buck Simmons makes this pole up around...
golly!
Up around West Point, Mississippi.
Uh-huh.
And, I've used all the jigger poles, I guess, that I know of, and this is the one that really does the best job, gets the most action.
Oh, there he is. Whoa!
That's a nice one.
Golly!
He's a nice one.
Is that a good one? Oh, yeah.
He's a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Thought he was a little bit bigger than that, but
Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Now, man, we ain't been here, what, 3 minutes?
Oh, yeah.
Goodness gracious. Pass that thing right there. Let me get him
Watch
out.
him now, Arch.
You got to really watch them hooks, ain't you?
There's some hooks in there,
Got you.
and they have to be sharp. I sharpen them up every now and then because they will get dull.
Now, boy, them's big old hooks, too, ain't they, Randy? Look at that, them big old hooks on that thing.
He's bleeding a little bit and might want to.
No, he's all right. He just got one little place right there. You gonna keep him?
We better keep him,
Okay.
don't you think?
Yeah, we do.
Throw him in the live well there, and we'll eat him for dinner.
There we go.
Got a problem here with my tip in.
Well, now, you know, we'll tell the folks about it a little later, but they got a super nice restaurant about 100 yards from where we're fishing at.
Right back over there behind us there, and
We just take them things over and let them cook us some bass for dinner.
sounds good. The Moppas Yacht Basin is directly behind us. They've got a motel, and they sell Stratus boats, low boats, and got rental boats over there. A friend of mine's got a rental boat business. You can rent fishing boats, pontoon boats, and
Anything you need, huh?
right, he's probably going to get a houseboat here before long.
Well, the main thing is you can drive down here to Mopolis, turn off the road, and where we're fishing is just right here by the parking lot, ain't it?
I got hung up. Got a tree fish over
Got
here.
a tree fish?
Uh-oh.
Now, you've got a spare one of them things, I hope.
Oh, I always keep a spare because you never know when one come out there and steal your lure away from you.
Now, did you tell me that this Creek Chub Company is going back into the wood lure business?
Yes, sir. Creek Chub used to be a Creek Chub Incorporated, a division of Durapac Corporation. And they changed the name to Great American Fishing Company.
I
So
see. Where are they located?
They're in Sioux City, Iowa. When they changed the name, they went back to making this wood lure that I like so much.
Well, you can't buy them around here nowhere, can you?
You can find them. You can find the plastic lures real easy, but the wooden ones are kind of hard to find.
You like the wood, though, don't you, Randy?
Love the wood. It's got more action to it. It'll stay on top of the water better.
I see. And
Okay, Leroy, get back in there and see if you can find a bass.
Now, right now, they're in the grass, but you was telling me that they get up in these log jams and all that stuff, too, don't you?
Right,
Then you
right.
leave the grass and go into there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can figure out what the bass are going to do with this jigger pole, because they'll either be in the grass, or when they're not in the grass, doesn't take long to figure out that if they get around the stumps, and when they're around the stumps and treetops, you just fish the stumps and treetops, and you can catch fish.
Now, you're running your trolling motor at just the right speed to where you can cover it with the tip of your rod there, aren't
Right,
you?
yes.
And you're thrashing the water with the tip, and your broken back lure is just kind of like he's following along behind that noise.
He's swimming around looking. He'll get all up. Uh-oh, there's
I
one.
seen one run out there then. You see
There's
him?
one moved up in that
Huh?
grass. He moved. He
You
can
won't
go
give him
backwards and forwards. Or,
Give him every chance to get out there, don't you? The line you got on there is what pound?
I'm using a green striped, about an 85-pound test line. It's mainly a deep sea fishing line
Uh-huh.
that you don't have to worry about them breaking it or it getting wrinkled up and crinkled up like a monofilament line.
Uh-huh.
Like I say, I've tried it every way and tried to figure every way to use it, and I think I've perfected the best way to rig a pole up. Now, he just ought to be right there.
Well, that's a good spot. I can think of 100 places I could use something like that real good. But now this is the most effective. It's a crack of dawn fishing, ain't it,
Yes, sir.
Randy?
Yes, sir.
If you're a late getter-upper, you might as well forget it, hadn't you?
That's right. When the sun comes up, a lot of...
Hey,
Oh, missed
boy.
it, missed it. Well, right now, it's really a little slow for jigger poling because the females are on the bed.
Uh-huh.
Now, every now and then a female will hit it because they don't like it.
Uh-huh.
But I catch mostly small males.
Small males.
This time of the year. When the females come off the bed, give them about a week or two, and they'll get back in that grass, and they're hungry.
Uh-huh.
They're mad, and they'll come out there and hit this lure twice as hard as these fish are hitting it. And that'll really give you a thrill.
Now, do you do this? Can you do it year long, Randy? What's the time frame on it?
Around 4.
Oh, that's good in there, ain't it?
No, he looked like he pulled pretty good, but there he is.
There you go.
He's
Just
trying to
working
get
right
up
on
out of
around,
there.
don't you? Yeah,
The big ones, you have to really work around there. And
that's pretty good, Randy. Look at that.
he's getting bigger.
Yeah, they're getting bigger. Oh, I'll tell you one thing.
I
When
need
you
a fella
catch
like
one-
you in the boat all the time.
Yeah, man, when you catch one on this creek chub with them hooks, you got him. Look at that. You got him. You got 3 hooks in this. I want you just to look at that. 1, 2. Got another one right here.
You need a pair of pliers, Art.
Let me see here, Randy.
I got some.
I
right here.
got 2 of them out. I'm on my way. I am on my way. Hold on there. 3. You had
There we
that
go.
hook. You had all 3 hooks in that fish. Isn't that slick? Now, folks, you're seeing this. I ain't believing what I'm seeing. How many strikes and fish? That's what, about 6 or 8 strikes, and we've
4
come.
fish, I think.
We've come about. Have we come 75 yards, Randy?
About 7,500 yards, looks like.
Goodness gracious alive. Just right down that one little old bank right there by the launch pad. In fact, we didn't have to crank a motor up fishing right here, would
Hadn't
we?
cranked the motor up yet.
Goodness gracious.
Outdoors with Archie Phillips is now available on video cassette, like Volume 18, Louisiana Duck Hunting. Louisiana is gifted with the world's best flyaway and a cast of characters that provide that southern flavor. Our guests have harvested many ducks, and they bring their techniques home to you. You learn how to set decoys, and a calling lesson you'll never forget. So ask for Louisiana Duck Hunting at your favorite video store or nearby sporting goods dealer.
Now, Randy, exactly where are we right now?
We're up in a slough right by the Alabama State Docks.
Yeah, I see that great big old Demopolis grain elevator. In other words, that's where all the farmers bring their stuff.
Bring the soybeans and they load them up on these barges and ship them off all over the world.
Where they go down to Mobile.
Go down to Mobile, yes.
Well, I'll be.
Go out of the port of Mobile.
Well, you was telling me that there's some good catfishing where they drop all that stuff in this river too, ain't it?
Oh yes, the soybeans will spill over there and they'll sour in the water and the catfish come up in there and feed on it just like a regular, like a catfish pond.
Well, I'll be. Well, now, Randy, you're working on your jigger poling book, ain't you?
Yes, sir. I've got an outline and got it outlined and got it laid out and everything, and gonna come up with it here for long.
Well, that'll be good. I know the folks will want to see one of the top experts in jigger pole fishing and all the little things he is about. This is the most intriguing thing I have ever seen. I mean, buddy, we had them going there for 10 or 15 minutes. It's just like fighting fire back there.
Uh-oh, there's one move up there. See that wave there?
Yeah. You think that pole's just a shed or something?
Right, this thing is a big minnow chasing the little...
There it is. Oh, wow,
that's
look
nice.
at that, look at that. Look at that thing.
Get him on around here. Come on in here,
Well,
baby.
a two-man deal works good, don't it?
Yes, sir.
Normally, I'd be on further on in the back of the boat. Look at
There
that
he
thing.
comes.
There he comes. There. Look at that thing.
Pretty fish.
We had, how much territory we covered? 15 yards. If that much. And we had, what, 5 strikes? 15 yards.
That's about right.
Goodness gracious alive. My buddy, old Leroy,
Well, you can jigger pole 4 months out of the year and catch fish.
4 months out of the year.
4 months.
You want to name them? What would you call the best 4 jigger pole months?
I would think late February, March, April, May. Catch them all the way up to the end of June.
Still early
Depending
and
on-
late, right?
That's right. Early and late. I got to redo my pole here. They'll
tear a pole up, won't they?
they'll mess you up there every now and then. Let's get back in this grass, see if we can catch another. I'm waiting on a big one to hit.
Let me ask you, did you ever find a little hole right like way over in there where you can reach it with that pole?
Yes, sir. You can kind of do it like this right here over in there. In fact, that's about what we were doing a while ago off the side of the boat, and that fish came up there and hit it.
Boy, this is pretty country down in here, and the birds is all hollering, and time of year it's just perfect, ain't it, Randy?
Yes, sir. That's what I like about this river. There's one move right there. I think he saw us before we got there, though.
Well, you know, down here in Demopolis, you're kind of way away from any big cities. Oh, look out, look out, look out.
Oh, yeah,
that's good.
Nice.
That's a good one there. Whew.
Saw him move.
Did you? Look at that. Don't break that pole, Randy. Look. Wow, look at that thing. Look at that. Look at that thing. Look at that. Holy mackerel, what a fish. God, you done
Watch them hooks. Watch them hooks, Art.
I'm watching them hooks. I got him where I got it. I just want you to look at that thing. Guess his weight, Randy.
5.5.
That's what, between 5 and 6.
Yeah, something
Now,
like
folks,
that.
you've seen that from the start. Did you see him coming in there, Randy?
Well, I saw him when he hit it, but, you know, I saw that grass move, and he come out of there after it.
I tell you what,
Back up in there.
old Buck ought to be proud of his old poles. I thought that was a goner that
I guarantee.
Outdoors with Archie Phillips is now available on video cassette, like Volume 17, Turkey Calling with a Champion. Preston Pittman, one of the nation's best turkey callers, takes you to his favorite hunting area in Monticello, Mississippi. Preston shares with you how to predict turkey habits and territories and how to call turkeys from the beginner to the most professional. Preston also teaches you his midday hunting techniques. So ask for Outdoors with Archie Phillips, Turkey Hunting with a Champion at your local video store.
Really come out of there. Oh, he come out of there and snapped at it. I knew he was in there.
There he is. There he is.
Boy, is he pulling?
Did he
That's
ever?
a nice one. That's a
Look, yeah, he was serious, wasn't he? You
good
called
one,
that
right?
shot mighty good, Randy. You said he was there. You just keep working your pole to the rear,
Oh.
right?
Bring it on around.
Bring it on around. There we go.
He wanted it.
Yes, sir, he did. Yeah,
Looks like a little female, Art.
I believe that is female. Watch them hooks. That's the main thing you got to do. Watch them hooks. And sometime when they hit that thing, it'll flip this bait back and hook them back in the gill there too, won't it? Looks like he grabbed that one pretty good right there.
Right, yeah, they're all the jumping around and all
Yeah,
that.
carrying on.
Get yourself hung up.
All right. Hold that one right there. Randy, does these grass beds, do you like little isolated ones or do you like real long and dense ones?
Well, you know, anytime you got some isolated, there's one move right up there.
There he is. Oh, yeah. Look out, look out.
Yeah, man, he's going too.
Woo, look at that
Lord,
thing
hold
go. Look at him go.
Yes, sir.
Hold him, hold him. Now, you don't give him no slack, do you?
Try not to, just bring him right on around.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a little bigger.
Oh, get him in the boat.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Now, buddy, you talking
Oh,
about
there you go, Art.
2.5. You talking about a beat-up bass. Now, I want to show you something. This thing right here, he's got scars and bumps all over him.
That could have been a gar or something hitting him.
Well, just look on the other side. It's got places all over it,
Sure
too.
is.
Got some down here. I expect an old gar would whack him, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah. You know what that wind reminds? It's kind of frontish, isn't it?
Huh?
That wind is kind of frontish feeling.
Yeah, it is. It's got a little bite to it.
So maybe that'll turn them on again.
You know, them things is crazy. When you get on the front edge of a front, if it's, and I know some fronts they don't turn on, but some of them they do. Oh, look at that! Look at, wow!
my
That's a big one. That's a big one.
He's going the other way, too. Good gracious
Hold that
alive.
pole. Hold that pole, Randy.
He's coming in. He's
Hold
coming
him,
in.
Hold him. Hold him. Hold
Watch
him.
him, Archie. He's coming in.
Wow! Look at
Woo!
that thing! Holy mackerel! That there must
He
weigh
hit it,
7 pounds. Look at that thing. Goodness gracious alive.
Boy, he come out of there.
Did I tell you this? You know, so you're going to listen to me next time, ain't you?
Outdoors with Archie Phillips is now available on video cassette, like Volume 16, Catfish. Jug fishing teaches you the art of catching catfish with quart jugs, while Jump Box shows a fast and easy way to set a trot line. Box fishing shows how to use slat boxes, and grabbing catfish shows the technique of catching catfish out of submerged logs. So ask for Catfish at your local video store or nearby sporting goods dealer.
Now, folks, we're right down here at Demopolis, Alabama, where the Warrior and Tom Bigby comes in there, and we're fishing with Randy Howe. And we won't tell you now, Randy's got this book on jigger pole fishing. We're right at the yacht base, just pull right off the road, right here in downtown Demopolis. And we ain't been a mile and a half from the yacht basin, have we?
About right.
About a mile and a half. Now, remember, we done lost a bunch of them, too. And I want to caution all of you with any kind of medical problem, with any kind of heart disease, don't do no jigger pole fishing. You can't stand it, can you, Randy?
That's right. It's exciting, I guarantee you.
And there's some real fine folks down there, hadn't you, Randy?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Demopolis is a fine town. It's good recreation, parks, a lot of fishing. Right here at the Demopolis Yacht Basin, you can get about anything you want. Motel, restaurant, the whole
Groceries
works.
and everything you need, something to eat and everything.
Park your boat overnight.
Well, we've just had a superb time, and we want to invite all y'all folks to be back with us next time with some more Outdoors with Archie Phillips.